Oh, EU. Nice. I don't know what I expected. Okie dokie. Sun support. This is actually like way more popular in EU, by the way, in case you guys were wondering. Like warrior supports are like a thing in Europe. Much, 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 much more than it is in NA. Okie dokie. On Sun, I like the bluestone start. So you get one ward, then you're gonna get 3 of each pot. Then that's got to be the start. That's the only viable option at this point. Or no, you got 2 wards, but it showed 1 here, 2 here. Okay, whatever UI. The start is viable. I don't know if you needed this ward necessarily because it's super defensive. Maybe you know that they're gonna invade, but it's not completely necessary. Also, since you don't have Vanguard, you don't want to tank it for as long as you did. Also, make sure you reset to Scylla a little bit sooner, because look, she had to go like all the way over there to go back to mid. Just that needs to be reset slightly faster. Okay, so you get to lane really fast, and you have options to either hold or push. Pushing is fine since they're pretty much going to be here right away, and then you can be aggressive. You should take your stun here almost definitely, and look to go on basically Athena. Really good stun, good auto attack, dodge the root perfectly, and then follow up with a 1 as soon as it's up. Perfect play. Very nice. You could have dodged that too. You should really be aware. Well, even given that what's it called? Even given that you didn't dodge it, like you should have expected it to be there in the first place, and you needed to be ready to dodge it like even before it happened. Pushing away with your 1 is very relevant. Stunning Ether would be really strong. Athena's pretty much fine as well. Level 3 is really strong if you have to take your 2 there for the free poke. Should do your 1 on Athena, I think. I think that missed. Wukong is such a lane bully, taking pretty good advantage of it. But remember, you don't have Vanguard, so every bit of damage avoided is really, really relevant. So, like, even dodging that Neath 2 before is important. Playing pretty much perfectly right now. As soon as your 1's up, you should probably just look to poke them. So I would have been pushed up a little bit more just to do your 1. Again, you took 8 Neaths 2, which doesn't really seem like a lot, but it really does add up. But if you pushed up a little bit sooner, your 1 would be up like right now, and you could get either more poke or more earlier lane clear, and just like resetting the cooldown that much earlier, it does help a lot.
Patience.
Make sure you don't zone yourself in any of the creeps right here. Okay, good, you don't. You get your 1 off. Okay, I was like, is he really backing? I was like, what the heck? Also, I don't know if you need as many mana pots as you got, since you do have Bluestone. You could probably get away with 2, but either way, it's really, really not relevant. Or really not that important. Here you just want to push away with your 1, that way you can maybe aggress on them, or go to mid-harpies, or really anything you want. Yeah, that's not really, like, a good idea. If you were actually going for that, you could have just waited until you were in melee range of them and then stun, but walking up to people, not like Neath can root you and Athena can taunt you out of it, so it's just really not a good play to like walk up to people like that because there's so much counterplay to it and it gives up the entire aggression. And I know you can argue that people often don't react to it, but it's not really worth it if you can get guaranteed value elsewhere. So I wouldn't try to do like long range stuns. You basically want to walk up to people, maybe even do your 2 EU servers. Maybe even do your 2 and then just do your 3 right afterwards, and they can't react to that. Like, tanking that tower shot was really aggressive there. And you're gonna die here too, for sure. You guys just kind of overstayed. I wasn't looking at the map, but the start that I like to do is I like getting... this is like opposite, right? Like... In EU, the start has always been to get 2 wards and like keep them, and then get multi-pots. And if you add that, you could have warded like in a lot of places, and that might have been able to save you. Which is why I like this start a little bit better, even in ranked nowadays. So basically, for people wondering, there are kind of pretty much 2 options on supports right now. You can get Winged Wand and rank 1 boots, which is really good against people with slows, and not so great against people without slows. So you really have to consider how good... That still just zoned you. I hate that. That's annoying. So you really have to consider if the slows on the enemy team are worth building around, and best hit alone already is. Neath backflip is pretty irrelevant. Janus slow is more or less irrelevant, but best hit alone makes it worth it, honestly. So I approve of the Winged Wand build here. He could probably look for at least poke on Neath. And Rama zones you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Getting zoned everywhere. Rama had absolutely no reason to push that. You should not do purple now, you should do the wave because not only is purple not up instantly, but getting the wave first guarantees that you don't lose any creeps while you're doing purple. So that's fine. You actually get zoned from all three archers there. Make sure you're not missing experience. That's a bit much to miss, especially given that you're behind after the first death. Now this invade is not really that great. Actually, you see best out on right, so this is fine, but you have to be ready to back out. You should pretty much just hog right now. You end up getting it anyway, I think it's fine. Now you should just peace out of here. That Kali's so aggressive. You do your one, you realize you can't do anything else. Make sure you dodge every bit of damage. Like, even small stuff like that starts to become more and more relevant. It all adds up like crazy. So dodging damage is just so huge right now. They should have a stat in-game for every player that shows how much experience they deny their support due to zoning. I agree 100%. That was pretty close to the tag. Remember, it's 5 seconds now. I'm pretty sure you still got it, but just be aware that people sometimes forget to attack things.
Slow down.
Anyway, okay, your next buy is Winged Blade 2, 2 wards, 1 mana pot. Honestly, with Bluestone, I have not found that I need a mana pot, but health is more relevant sometimes, so I would try building a health potion, or maybe even just a multi-pot. I know that's such a minor difference, but I never like going a full mana pot when I have Bluestone on anybody. It feels completely unnecessary. Okay, so your next objective, I guess if people are fighting on right, you can go there. You realize that it's too late, and if they're dead, they're dead. They still have ult? No, she didn't. Okay. You should just solo both Harpies then, honestly. Just do your one then hog, pretty much. Okay, that's fine. You should go to right, because you don't know if Janus was there or not. Yep, this is good. You do your 1 and 2, and then unfortunately you have to reset, but it was still the right call. Yeah, it's fine. 1 for 1. Resetting would have maybe let you get him later. It's pretty much crapshoot. So 1 for 1 is fine. Okay, so people are being aggressed on. When you're in the jungle, I think you should do your bird, just because I think it's slightly faster. I think. Yeah, it's definitely the fastest. So when you're moving in the jungle, you should definitely just do your bird, because you don't need the damage of the ox at all. Now here, you kind of stay without your escape, and you need to ult immediately. Yeah, good ult, but it was definitely overstaying in the first place. So you guys have, like, literally no vision in left jungle. You still have 2 wards that you haven't placed since you're back, and they just have complete map vision and are able to do aggressive stuff like that, where you guys are not able to. Your positioning was good there. It guaranteed that best I couldn't rake both of you guys. Now, if you stay, that's really bad, because people are going to have stuff up. You pretty much can't contribute anymore to the fight, so you need to back and just give up gold. Oops. Staying here is alright, I guess, but it makes you susceptible to things like Athena taunt, kinda. You get value anyway. No, don't type! Don't type! Ah! Don't type! If you ran straight down, you were out 100%. Now you're dead 100%. Maybe not. She can dive you still. Should be dead. Oh, she missed! She missed 2 of her spells that would have killed you! Oh my god! Yeah, but if you ran straight down there, you were 100% out. Absolutely guaranteed. Oh! The bait paid off. But yeah, honestly there, I would not have stayed. You got crazy amounts of value for it, and played it really carefully, but I think it's the wrong decision in general. Maybe it's okay in ranked, but I would never do something like that in a competitive match, because Athena could have just taunted you and you'd be dead instantly. Also, they did not dodge Scylla ult for no reason. And if not, if like anything happened differently there, if either of those things didn't happen that way, you would be dead. So, hey, slow-mo ults. You're going mid now because there's a fight that's really good. The fight's pretty much over. You don't really want to be in here anymore because if a Hercules pulls or damages you, then it's pretty much just free poke, and they have no one else to use the moves on. Anyways, it's not like you're soaking abilities. Should be going to here now. Janus is a very, very, very good target for you. You should go to stun him right now. Really good ability usage. Hitting Athena is also fine. Slowing him right away is good. Save your one. I was going to say something about that. Using your one on Athena there was not necessary because your team had the kill regardless, so saving it for another person is just way better. And there you see EU servers taking a dump again. Really good usage. I wouldn't one Neath honestly there, because you have so much poke potential on her that if you won Neath instead of the wave, that would have just been better. She actually might have been able to die here a lot more easily. If you had done your one on her, she would have died already. Like, especially when you're going for poke and kills like that, make sure you're not using your abilities on the wrong targets. Your goal should be to just peel for Rama and then get out. And nothing you could really do if you stunned her. He still would have died regardless. He had his ult up the whole time. He could have used his ulti as soon as Bestek went there to, I don't know, he could have done infinite things to live there, but nothing you could have done to save him if he literally AFKs. You're back here because you're low HP, that's fine. Honestly, you really, really need Hog 3 right now. It's 11 minutes in, gold is able to be done so quickly. Athena has Hog 3 and ultimate, so you need to be able to contest gold so easily, and I would not have given up Hog 3 here. Taking them out on a poke for a Sentry Ward is kind of not exactly what you want to do. You go make there's a fight that's really good. You should stun Athena. Athena's a really good target. I'm pretty sure that was just a misclick based on, like, basically wrong transformation. So I can't really say anything about that. Also, here you decide to path to the left instead of staying in the fight. You definitely could have added value if you, like, just went straight back in. There's not really a reason to go up. It doesn't, like, really cut anyone off, and it just delays you getting to the fight. And you could have added the same value if you were just a little bit closer. Like, even doing one slow on people would probably have helped. Granted, your team didn't really need it, but, you know. You don't know how much people can throw. Here, gold is really, really easy. They don't have any vision, and only Hercules and Neath can be here, and you have 4 people. More or less, you should let Rama tank it, because every point of damage that you take is really bad because you have the Hog and the kill secure for it. Here not having Hog 3 might really, really hurt. You should probably knock him up and then Hog. Honestly there, Herc still could have gotten that Hog in if he had a really good reaction time. So right before gold secure happens, you need to, like, use a CC, like, right ahead of time. That Scylla body blocked you. I would have been pissed if I died there from that body block. But yeah, not getting Hog 3 could have really, really hurt your team there, and not CCing the Hercules with your 3 also really hurt. You could have just done a knockup real quick so he didn't CC you at the same time, and it lasts probably longer at this rank. And, maybe not. It's probably close. Yeah, if you knocked up Herc there, that would have been just, like, way better. No risk involved whatsoever. Yeah, they're still way ahead in experience. He actually held the wave. How nice of him. Wow, that was lucky-ish stun, but worth going for. If he had all 3, she was dead. You played really well there, though. Nothing else you could have done better. Free poke like that is really good. That's like the epitome of, like, what people love about some Wukong. Just constant free poke with your 1. Such a big strength of his. I'd say in general you got to be a little bit more accurate with your 1. There were more than a few that have been missed, and I know that's more or less just gonna come with time, but you really, really can't not hit those. So there's a fight, you're coming, you path aggressively, that's fine since you were on the upper side of the map anyway. Taking more or less the fastest path here. And you go to where people are. That knockup was fine, since otherwise you would have taken a lot of free poke. Staying here is really, really bad. If Athena taunted you into like Herkstun into like Bestet, like I don't know, they could have gotten you really, really low there. And even though Merc ulti, that was not really the best ult. So I think that was a bit of an aggressive position. Nice pick. Oh, almost nice pick! Oh, rip. Rip. If he stunned him, he was so dead. Ripperino. That was really good aggression on it in the first place, though. You recognize that Janice was out of position and tried to capitalize on it. Just the stun miss at the end threw off the kill. Doing back harpy is fine. Sharing red is really good. Going to mid right before mid harpy is okay. You're basically just poking them all with your abilities on cooldown. Not really much to say here. That hog was fine because gold's not going to be up and it just guarantees that you get the harpies. Nothing you can do since he just kind of died on his own. You were at the correct spot. You should back out here ahead of time. You do not want to get CC'd by anybody here. Really, really good positioning here. Great positioning. You can back here because even if you could contest gold, it's arguably not worth, and it's actually not blinking yet. Okay, yeah, the backing is way fine. Backing is really, really, really good. Since you're not full HP, you can't really contribute to things unless you are, so this is a good choice. Make sure you get this as full experience. You might have missed those archers there. Or at least two of them. Missing that little bit of experience is huge. Also, since gold's up now, you need to go there immediately. And you do, that's good. Again, you have one mana pot here. I don't know if that's really worth getting it in place of a ward. A long, long time ago, I used to get mana pots like every single back because, well, Guardians are just actually completely gold starved. And I started getting more wards, and it just kind of proved to be a little bit better and better. That play was really smart. I'm gonna actually highlight this play of Wolf of Velo Streets. That was a really, really smart play for a lot of reasons. So basically, what Neith wants to do is he wants to backflip after you stun, which means that you won't stun Neith, and that's the play that Neith should be going for. And I'm 90% sure that this is what was going through Wolf of Velo Street's head. Like Neith's trying to not backflip for so long to bait Wolf of Velo Street into using his stun, and it'll get backflipped. But Neith wasn't doing it, and wasn't doing it, and wasn't doing it, and yeah, it was up the whole time. So he held it until like he completely mind games her, because like the default thing to do would be to just stun Neith here. So the default thing for Neith to do would be to backflip. But Neith didn't backflip, which, like, I don't know, it was just a really good read that Neith didn't backflip for that long, and then he got it out at a perfect time. It was just a really, really good read. And completely mind games. Really, Athena has mid-guardian? You go into the fight immediately, that's really good. You probably could have gotten your stun there instead. Ending on Bestet's good. Also, something that a lot of people do is, I really, really dislike maxing your, you could have stunned him there and that would have been a lot better, but same play pretty much. A lot of people max their ult before their 2, but the damage increase from your 2 is 50. The damage increase from your ult is exactly 50. It doesn't change anything else except for the cooldown, which is only by 5 seconds, which I think is completely irrelevant for the most part. So, maxing your 2, if you even get 2 2s off in a single fight, which is probably at least average, you'll get off 50 more damage in a fight, and your ult cooldown is more or less irrelevant. So I think maxing your 2 on some Wukong gives you a little bit of an edge over maxing your ult. Just does a little bit more damage. And also your 2 is probably more likely to hit more people since your ult can be an escape a lot of the time, so I think it is correct to max your 2 over your ult on Sun. Typing is real. You're checking their buffs is fine. When you're walking toward a Janus, though, you really should expect them to be portaling you, and you took so much extra poke there for pretty much no reason. Like, it just should be completely expected. Being going for poke is really good. Being in range of double 2 is good, then you should get out immediately because you can't box Neath. Except you can't hit spells. Pushing the wave is fine, but you're not going to tag either of those creeps, actually. Probably could have done your 2 right there. That would have been the same thing. That Janus, though. So your 3 was creeping, that's fine. It was not really a misplay necessarily, given that the weakening was in effect. It basically forced the weakening. So that's fine. Probably do your 1 over the wall here. And do your 3 stun immediately. I'd say in general, you need to be a little bit more accurate with both your stuns and your 1. A lot of the time you can guarantee it, and Sun Wukong is a really weird god because you want to use your abilities like on cooldown because you use them multiple times in a fight, but it's just what I did on Sun Wukong is like before I started like hitting my spells with like nearly 100% accuracy, like you can just take like an extra tenth of a second to line it up, and it makes it so much easier. It seems weird, but I don't know. Just take a little bit of extra time to line it up, and it'll just make it so much more easy. This play though. Okay. Also, right now, you have Sovereignty finished, so your next item should really be like Shell or Heavenly. Heavenly would be okay, especially considering they have an Enfeebling. But Shell is also extremely OP. But you need to get that like prioritized over literally every other item in the game next back because your active right now is just so huge. Not getting it earlier is fine because you do need that little bit of early protection. But here I would really like to see a rank 3 active pretty much no matter what. You finish Heart Ward, that's also fine. I just think getting rank 3 active is too huge. The only case where you wouldn't is when you can finish a full Heart Ward, but still pretty close, honestly. Like, if you got rank 2 Heart Ward there, it was a definitive mistake. Like, 100%. Kind of pushed up ahead of time. That ult was fine. Basically just put your decoy out there unless you go in your 2 and your 1 right after. Good ability usage. I don't know, there's not much to say really. A couple times you did zone yourself for maybe 1, 2, or 3 creeps here and there. In general, your experience sharing was really good though. Your ability usage and sequencing was really good. Your early lane aggression was really good. What you do need to work on though is, I think you need to be more accurate with specifically your 1 and your 3, which obviously I can't teach too directly, but I think you definitely could work on that, at least to some extent. But yeah, your decision-making ability usage is really good, and the sequencing is really good as well. Also, try to level up your 2 before your ult. I think it's way better. I mean, it's gonna be somewhat personal preference, but I think it's just way better. There's no Phoenix in mid. Your team's just kind of going ham just because they can, but it was fine to back up there, honestly. And you can probably end the game out of that. Nope, chase Janus. Why would you end the game when you can chase Janus down infinitely? Right? No big deal. Why would you ult? So ulted the non-Titan. Really well played though, dude. Just remember to not zone yourself quite as much as you did like, only a very few times. And aim your 3s and 1s better. Other than that, really well played. Oh, actually, when did you upgrade your boots? I didn't even notice that they were upgraded, but um, I really dislike that build. That's another thing that I think you might want to try something else out for. You upgraded your boots before getting active, and I think that's a definitive mistake. The only I know they have a lot of CC, but I think you absolutely should have gotten an active over upgrading boots. I did not see that you upgraded them, and I don't know if you could have at that exact time, but upgrading boots seems like a really weak decision if you already have something like Winged Wand. It just puts you so far behind in your build where you could have other things. So